What's up, DG? It's Matt, and welcome to Week 7 of NFL Pick'ems. I had a terrible week. Had an absolutely shit meatball week. 5-9. But you know what? That's okay, because it had to happen eventually, and I basically made it happen by picking all those upsets. So that's on me, guys. But overall, 62-32. Still, better than, 90% of everyone's picks. So, we're chilling, guys. I think we're going to have a better week this time. I believe there are 13 games we're going to go through. So, without further ado, here we go. Thursday night, you got the Broncos going into Cleveland against the Browns. And both of these teams are just... They're going down in the power rankings. They are continuously dropping. And that is mostly because of injuries and because they haven't been able to beat good teams. So this is good. This is actually a really good game, and I'm gonna give it a game to watch. Not gonna give it the game of the week. I know exactly what the game of the week is, but just when I'm looking at these teams, I just think I gotta go Browns. I know that they're down 20 players in their fucking roster, right? But I don't know, man. Whoever wins this game, both of these divisions, right? In the AFC were the most dominant, have been the most dominant all season long. So for a team to lose tonight, probably takes them out of contention for winning the division, but they can still get a wild card, you know what I mean? So I'd say this is a pretty big game. I'm gonna go with Cleveland though, just cause I don't know. I don't trust the Broncos as much as I trust Cleveland. And they're my division rival, so take that, bias bitches. Next up, you got the Chiefs versus the Titans. The Chiefs having an absolutely terrible first half against the Washington football team. And I almost called that upset. I thought I was going to call the upset. And then the Chiefs just, I don't know, they drank some purple flurp and they just fucking went insane. They had some Red Bull. Their team mascot. And they just scored 21 points in the half. And that was the game. So that was 31-13. Came back. You want to talk about comebacks? My God. Look at the Titans taking on the Bills on Monday night and winning. Derrick Henry just showing off in that Bills defense. Holy crap. Taking them apart. And I think to myself, if Derrick Henry can get through that the Bills defense that many times, that often, that efficient, what the hell is the Chiefs defense gonna do? It's the worst in the league. Well, it's not the worst in the league after this game, but it's bad. And the Titans defense is also bad, so this is a pretty big toss-up. If Derrick Henry does that, this is definitely a game to watch. If Derrick Henry does that, it's over. I'm giving it to the Titans, relying on Derrick Henry to have a very similar day that he did on Monday night, and I'm locking that in. Speaking of the Chiefs versus the Washington football team, you have Washington going into Green Bay on Sunday, 1 o'clock. Packers are 5-1. They're 2-4. It's pretty obvious the Packers should win this, right? Right? But they're pretty banged up. And here's the thing. This is kind of a trap game for them. And if they're not careful, they could drop 2 in a row. Because after this, they have a Thursday night game, very short week, against the Arizona Cardinals, who are probably going to be undefeated when they play them. So if they somehow drop this game, they're probably going to lose 2 in a row. And now it's going to be rough because the Packers are they're very injured right now. There's a lot of injured teams right now that we can talk about, and this is one of those injured teams that could affect their season. So this is a pretty big game. It's not a game to watch, but I definitely be aware of this. If Green Bay loses this, they could just drop to 5-3 just like that and not keep their throne at on top of the NFC North. So good game to watch. Speaking of games to watch, this is the game of the week. You got the Bengals versus the Ravens. Divisional rivals. It's absolute crime this game is not even at 4 o'clock. It's at 1 o'clock. Hopefully they flex it, but as of now they haven't. The Bengals are top 10 on Bleacher Report and various YouTube channels. 11th, borderline top 10 on NFL and ESPN. And the Ravens are like top 5. This is a good game. And I got a little story for you guys. Whoever wins this game doesn't just take the top of the division. They take the top. Due to the Titans winning and being the Bills, they take the top of the AFC in general. Whoever wins this is on top of the AFC. Ravens are on top right now, but if Bengals win, they're at the top. And how insane would that be? But as a Bengals fan, I know I've been I've been picking the Bengals every week, and for two times that hasn't worked out. And I know our history with the Ravens. We get absolutely blown out. So I'm going to pick the Ravens here. But if the Bengals win this game or even keep it close, they're not just borderline contenders anymore. They are playoff contenders. This is a great game. Oh my God, I can't wait for this game. If Bengals win, that's going to flip the NFL upside down, and they might actually be a top 5 team in the power rankings next week. So, yeah, look forward to that. Next up, you got the Carolina Panthers dropping 3 in a row, man. What's happening? And they're dropping to average teams. I don't know what's happened to them, but they're going up against the New York Giants, luckily, who are just not. Pretty much the entire team injured. All their good players are injured. I don't know how the Giants can win this game. This is a great bounce back for the Panthers. If they lose this game, you might as well call your season over. I'm going with the Panthers. Next up, you got the Falcons versus the Dolphins. 2-3 team, 1-5 team. I gotta do it to you, Dolphins again. This is a toilet bowl of the week. I'm sorry, guys, but I mean, you're just both terrible. You're both very low in the power rankings, and you just lost to a winless team. I don't know what to do with you, Dolphins. I really don't. But God, Dolphins. Listen, Tua played amazing, and I'm counting on that again. I'm going with the upset here, record-wise. This is pretty much a toss-up for me. Dolphins, do not let me down. This is the last time I'm picking you. If you lose, I'm done. I'm done picking you, Dolphins. All right. So you better not lose this. That's going to be one of my few upsets I have this week. I guess you could call it an upset, but I don't know. It's a toss-up. Everybody has Falcons, so yeah. I just like I always like the Dolphins. This is going to come back to bite me. Please, Dolphins, win this, for fuck's sake. Next up, you got a division matchup that we've already seen. This is the first one where you get to see it twice in a row this season. You got the New York Jets playing the Patriots. You saw it in week 2. You see it again week 7. I'm not going to lie, this is a pretty big toilet bowl, even though Patriots have been competitive, I'd say. Right? They've been they were a close game with the Cowboys last week. Yeah, the Patriots should win this easily, right? They should get the W. Shouldn't be that hard. The Jets did beat the Titans, though, which is still a game. Still an anomaly. I have no idea what happened there. But, yeah, give me the Patriots again. Should sweep them. If Bill Belichick loses to the Jets, I don't know what he would do next in his career. I think he'd quit. So, next up, you got the Eagles versus the Raiders. Raiders, oh my God, put on a show against Denver. I know it was Denver, but to lose your head coach and just act like nothing happened, completely unfazed, it's crazy. And congrats to them. Eagles tried to come back against the Buccaneers in garbage time. Unfortunately for them, the Buccaneers just had one more possession, and that was the difference. So I can definitely see the Eagles are that team who could just steal games from average teams. Even though the Eagles are not a good team, right? They're like this is a below average versus average. They can definitely steal one on the Raiders, but I'm gonna go with the Raiders here. I think they just have a lot of offensive power to stop that. And the Eagles' defense didn't look good. Chiefs put up like 45 points against them. Like 42, 45, one of those scores. Yeah, so give me Raiders here. I like the matchup. All right, next up, you got the Detroit Lions going into Los Angeles to face the Rams, who are about the top 3 seed versus the worst seed in the NFL, but it is a 4 o'clock game, and you wonder why it's a 4 o'clock game. I'll tell you exactly why, and I hope this doesn't get overhyped like the last Tom Brady versus the Patriots. It's Matt Stafford's revenge game, and that is why it's a 4 o'clock. I'm excited to watch this game. I want to see how he does against the Lions. I hope he destroys them. I hope it's not like a rainy day. And again, I hope the ESPN doesn't overhype it and talk about it every day like it's Tom. But Tom Brady is Tom Brady and Matthew Stafford's Matthew Stafford, so probably won't. So whoever knows that this is his revenge game will enjoy it. And yeah, just please don't overhype this. I can't wait to watch this game. It'll be pretty exciting. It's a good narrative. But yeah, I got the Rams winning. If that wasn't obvious. Next up, you got the Chicago Bears going into Tampa Bay to play Tom Brady. Last season, Nick Foles was on the Bears, and he is still on the Bears, and they managed to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 20-19. I predicted the score exactly right. That was the first score I've ever predicted correctly. It was kind of weird, and it's funny how I predict that was the first one I predicted. But yeah, what do I make of this game? So you got Justin Fields versus Tom Brady, and Nick Foles is there. He's probably not gonna play, but Nick Foles' presence is going to be felt by Tom Brady as he gets flashbacks of Super Bowl 52, and that is exactly why. The Bears are going to upset Tampa Bay in Tampa Bay. You gotta have upsets, and this is a huge upset. It will be the upset of the week. Go Bears. But next up, you got another good 4 o'clock game in narrative. You got the Texans, who traded away DeAndre Hopkins and J.J. Watt to Arizona, and now they're 1-5, and Arizona is 6-0. Number 1 team in the league right now, thanks to the Titans. And rightfully so. The Cardinals have had some statement wins against good teams. And that's what it takes to be the number 1. That's what it takes to go undefeated. And the Texans are going to regret this. They are going to regret the fact that they traded away those players. They already regret it now. They're going to regret it more because they're going to shove it in their face when they go to Arizona and destroy the Texans. Hopefully destroy. I mean, they made a lot of statements. This should not be close at all. Unless Tyrod Taylor's back, maybe it'll be close. But man, it should be a really good game. Story-wise, narrative-wise, and yeah, I got the Cardinals. Who doesn't? Next up, you got the Sunday night game. Why the fuck is this the Sunday night game? It should have been Bengals and Ravens. It's a divisional matchup. This is not. But you got the Indianapolis. I hate the Colts more. You're just making me hate these teams more. You got the Colts versus the 49ers going into San Francisco. About pretty much the same record because the 49ers had a bye. Same amount of wins. Who do I trust more? I mean, the Colts beat the Texans. And the 49... who else did they beat? Who else did the Colts beat? I don't remember. It's blanking me. Who the fuck did they beat? Dolphins. They beat the Dolphins and the Texans so far. 49ers beat the Lions and the Eagles. Right now, I think the more impressive wins right now are the San Francisco 49ers, and I think they have a better defense than the Colts right now, too. So, I mean, that's like dead even. I don't know. This is a toss up for me. I'm gonna go with San Francisco, especially because I said I would never pick the Colts again. And maybe until they win, I'll pick them. But yeah, still don't trust them. That's an airplane going over my house, so that's cool. I don't know if you guys can hear that. But yeah, I'm gonna give it to the 49ers here, and that will be Sunday night. And the last one, 13th game, the Monday night game is gonna be another. It's a meh Monday night game, but it's pretty good. You got pretty even. Saints versus Seahawks. It is indeed an odd week. Week 7. That means the Saints should be good. But how about the Seahawks? I mean, Geno Smith did okay against the Steelers. He choked against the Steelers, but again, Steelers defense is just way too fucking monstrous. I think the Saints defense is just a little worse than the Steelers. They have a pretty good defense. So it pretty much any error by the Seahawks and too many S words. The Saints should take this one. So I'll give it to the Saints, and that's gonna be the video. Real quick, you want to check out the buys? You got the Bills and Chargers on bye. Notice their records aren't there; it just says bye, so they're not playing each other. And the Cowboys, the Jaguars are also on bye, and the Steelers and Vikings. So those are all the buys, so they're not playing this week. What you guys picks? Let me know in the comments below. Give me your predictions. Give me your upsets. Give me your overalls. Give me everything. And I'll see you guys next week in Week 8.